Hi, I'm Dr. Michelle Petacolis, and this is the Secrets of Life and Death blog. And today our subject is connections. This is the fourth essential element in attracting more luck into our lives. If you've been listening to my blogs, you know the three other elements are confidence, vision, and action. So we're going to talk about connections. Social connections are a fact of human life. We are actually wired to bond. It's part of our survival pattern. And so our social connections with others impact us from the cradle to the grave. And what are some of the most important connections are the early social connections that we made as children. That is, with our parents or our guardians. Because at that time we were so vulnerable and so inexperienced that whatever our parents or guardians said was kind of like coming from God. And so it colored the way in which we viewed the world, our opinions about others and opinions about ourselves. Now, if our early childhood was safe and we were empowered and encouraged, we developed confidence, and that helps us to be successful in life. For example, when I was young, my mother was an artist, and she encouraged her children to explore their artistic endeavors. And so at a young age of 10, I started doing my purple dinosaur. And it actually ended up on the family room wall. So I had a lot of confidence about my drawing. My husband was taught how to do woodworking both from his father and his grandfather. So this is his area of confidence. Most of us have some area of confidence. It's good to tap into your area of confidence, to experience it, because this actually uplifts your energy. It's a place where you feel confident. And while you're at it, see how far you can expand that area of confidence. So, for example, artistic talent. Maybe you can expand drawing into painting or sculpture or filmmaking, photography, writing, many different areas. How far can you expand your confidence? My husband's woodworking, he's taken this into his renovation of the back building. And that's involved concrete work and plastering and electricity. So he's taken that confidence into doing other things with his hands. Then ask yourself, where does that confidence collapse? Where are its boundaries? Where does it end and where does the fear start to come up? As children, experiences of threat or abuse or even simply neglect will leave us feeling frightened, and we will develop patterns of protection and survival. And while they keep us safe, they tend to keep us small, and they also undermine our confidence. So you want to look at those areas where the confidence collapses. In order to change those patterns, we have to work on both the inner and the outer. The inner are the thoughts, beliefs, voices in our head from our parents that continue to operate. And we want to start to change them so that they are more positive and empowering. So I have a few tips for you. One is listen to how it is that you talk about yourself and how you talk about others. Do you notice the good things? Do you talk about yourself in a positive way? Are you compassionate when you have setbacks? Or are you critical? Are you always finding fault with yourself or others? Remember, positive attracts positive and negative attracts negative. Next, think about how you think about things. When something goes wrong, do you focus on what you've learned, or do you focus on all the things that have gone wrong? If you focus on the things that have gone wrong, you're going to invite more of that in. Whereas if you focus on what you've learned, you're going to start to change in the positive direction. Next, you can take those thoughts and assign a character to them. You could use one of my characters from my drawings or develop your own character, but the character should be funny or cute, and their voices should be squeaky or high-pitched. That way you dissociate yourself from the voices and you diminish their power. So another thing you can do is you can watch the phrases that you use and change the ones that are disempowering. Phrases like, "Oh, it's been really hard lately," to something more empowering like, "It's been challenging. I've been going through a growth period." Or maybe better yet, you can take that negative statement and say the exact opposite. For example, "It's really hard to make good friends." Just change it around. "It's really easy to make good friends." Okay, so at first it may sound fake and may not be believable, but if you keep on repeating it over and over again and you start to notice how things change in your world, it will change and eventually it will feel true. So another thing you can do is you can attach a positive persona to the new positive voices that are developing in your head. You can imagine that it's your guardian angel, or maybe a benevolent ancestor, or an ascended master, or maybe simply your higher self. Give it a persona. Speak to this persona when you're confused or you're feeling down, and hear what they have to say. Love is an antidote to fear, so practice love on yourself. Be compassionate. Give yourself love and nurturance. Take care of yourself well, and that will start to ease the fear. Practice gratitude. The universe loves it when we are grateful. Notice all the good things that are going on in your life, and more good things will happen. Remember, don't give up. It took many, many years to get where you are, so it's going to take some practice to change that. And finally, celebrate. Every time things go well, every time you use a positive phrase, every time you set boundaries and take care of yourself, celebrate. This could be as simple as telling a friend, "Oh, I did really well today." Or it could be as elaborate as taking a trip to Bali. So that's all for today. In my next post, we're going to look at the outer connections and how we can get them to work for us as well. So be good to yourself, be positive, and bye for now.